Hi guys, so I'm here sitting on a swing reflecting, and it came to my intuition that people who are spiritual are people who are in tune with their spiritual self, along with their spiritual self, are more likely to realize that they're spiritual beings. I think people who realize that they're spiritual beings are who are in tune with their spiritual self and not just their physical self are often uneasy with the rhetoric that the world sells us as it relates to being comfortable or adjust to what is not in line with your spiritual self. For example, people who are are in tune with their spiritual selves are more than likely not comfortable with just living day by day without purpose and without fulfillment. People who are not spiritually inclined or in tune with their spiritual selves are more likely to adjust rapidly to what they're told to do. So essentially, they are more likely to not fulfill their purpose. They are more likely to abandon their soul's purpose and embrace whatever is indoctrinated to them or whatever is forced upon them, because they value the physical body more than the spiritual self or spiritual body. So as I get more in tune with my spiritual self, I realize that the things that I once value, even the physical body itself, I no longer value it so much as my spiritual self, because I realize that my spiritual aspect of myself is the core essence of my being. I am happy being who I am spiritually, because it's more pure and it's more real. Like my physical self to me is a reflection of what I am indoctrinated to embrace. The way I dress, the way how I carry myself, it's just a system that I adopt as my own. But my spiritual self long for more. Like it long for, I don't even know if it's more or different. I think it's long for something that is more in line with me, like my comfort, my identity, my authenticity. So as I get to embrace, or as I choose to embrace my spiritual self more, I don't see things the way typical people see things anymore. People who are just living for the body or for the flesh, and people who are religious, I don't see things like them. I don't see things like people who embrace religion and debunk the unique self as the spiritual self and purpose in life, individual purpose. I see religion as indoctrination, and it is indoctrination, because as far as I am concerned, when I was born, when I came out of my mother's womb, there was not a God who came to me and told me that this is what I should believe. There wasn't a God who came to me and told me that he's God. It's actually indoctrination that told me that, indoctrination by people who believe in Christianity, came to me and said, hey, you need to be indoctrinated this way because you were born in a Christian culture. So, hey, it is our duty, the people's duty, the elders' duty, to indoctrinate you, which was me at the time, a child, as it relates to the religion that I should embrace. And as I get more sensible and I can think for myself and reflect and think critically, I realize that religion is not the true essence of one's identity. It's actually an indoctrination that one can adopt or choose not to adopt. However, how many of us are, I wouldn't say strong, it has to be where we reach, because everybody reach stages in life differently at different time. And some people reach stages in life where they should reflect on life and they reject that just to be what they believe that is a core essence of themselves. They embrace the ideology of society, the ideology of what they were brought up in, the ethnographical background that they came from. They embrace that and said, and instead rather embrace that as their true identity and their purpose. And I'm not going to say that one's ethnographical background doesn't have anything to do with one's purpose, because it could very well be, because it could be that someone was born in a particular region of this world so that it's a part of their identity and help mold them to their purpose. So I'm not going to dispute that, but I'm just saying that life itself is beautiful and colorful, and I don't believe that the creator of the universe, who creates so many beautiful things, birds, fowls, and different sort of animals, would say, okay, every human being has to have the same culture, and every human being has to believe the same thing. I do believe that there's a God, and I do believe that there are essence in the Christian religion, but I also believe that it was misconstrued and sell as a religion of bondage, or I don't know, suppression, not freedom. Because personally, when I was baptized in the Christian church, and I think it was Seventh-day Adventist church, I remember feeling as though I didn't want to be around anymore, because I realized that I could not do anything that I'm told I should be doing to basically enter the kingdom of God. I realized that the only way I could embrace that religion and live happy is to not be myself, is to basically reject being authentic and just be a slave to the religion, instead of having the freedom of living and be a natural human being that is made up of what some make, well, to me, good and evil is subjective in many ways than one. But when I was baptized in the Seventh-day Adventist church, and I was being taught that the Seventh-day Adventist church is the only group or set of people who will be going to heaven, because those who worship on Sunday, this and that, and rarity, they're not doing the right thing. I was like, how can I truly embrace such a religion that Christianity itself, that's teaching me segregation, that's teaching me hate, it's teaching me everything imperfect, yet it's telling me that I can't be imperfect. Like, make it make sense. It's like I felt like I was a slave. I felt like I didn't want to be here. I felt like it was no purpose continue living. That religion is a religion that made me felt like I didn't want to be here anymore. Christian religion. Because it preaches a gospel of forbidding me from being myself, from asking questions. And I used to ask the question, why is it that God would give me a brain to think and then tells me not to think? Why would God give me a mind to think and ask questions about why is this so, why is that so, and yet telling me, like when I ask questions to the ask the elders question, they would like shut me down, like, don't ask that question because it's bad or sinful or whatever. you know. So I was like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like I'm trying to be good, but at the same time, me being my authentic self was not good enough. Like, I was just confused and hopeless as a person who take an oath of being a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. I was hopeless living the life of trying to please what the physical body can see, what society can see with their eyes, instead of worrying about, or instead of being my authentic self and be concerned about my true self, you know. It was sad. So I felt free when I stopped embracing religion and started to live a life of authenticity. I was like, oh my gosh, here I am now, free. No longer feel like I'm in bondage, you know. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now. Peace and love and light to everyone. All the best.